Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Age of Fear 3 with me, Cornish-Knight. Let's get into it then, shall we, and get on with the game. Now, some things you will have noticed is that the map's a bit more populated now. There was a bug in my particular version of the game which meant that the random battles weren't turning up. As you can see here, any of them that have the red sword and arrow marking are the new random battles feature, which is nice, I will admit, because it allows us to have some interesting experiences. Now, before we get too far into it, I'm going to do one more mission in the main DLC, partly because I forgot to do it yesterday. Oh no, the beautiful beast! Those horrible hunters. He needs us, Balver. Man, let's wait. We could use a nice fur to keep me warm on chilly nights. Balver, how can you be so heartless? We must help. I'll never speak to you again if you don't. Fine, we'll rescue your new pet. You'll handle the small fries and I'll tackle the big shiny knight. So let's see what we can give him. Razor's Edge, that's useful. Probably the Shield of Ages, because it's a relatively good one. +2 defense and elemental resistance. I would give him the Wolf Shield if I want. Do I want to give him the Wolf Shield? It's quite a lot of money. Protector Shield -30 speed +2 defense. Projectile resistance and defensive stance. I bought it, but I don't know if it's going to be that useful for him. Shield of Ages it is. Berserker armor is not useful that much because he already has Berserk and he already has double attack. Do I want to get quality armor? I could buy it for him. +2 defense. Not really. The problem is I should have, in hindsight, I should have bought it for him. Because when the dwarf smith turns up, he can turn it into a really good suit of armor. Lucky Horseshoe, Bone Candle. Bone Candle's not that useful for the hag because +1 magic mana points and you get the command undead. I already have that, so it's, besides giving me an additional mana point, it doesn't really help me that much, and it's not particularly cheap. It's 1,000 gold, which is a poor choice to spend that much money on. And yeah, I know the screen is tearing, and I'll mention it to the developers. Basically, they fixed a bug which was with my particular version. I had a bug which prevented the like random battles from turning up. So any sort of screen glitching that you're seeing is predominantly to do with fixing that particular bug. It's probably just knocked something else loose in the circuitry. He's still not elite yet, really. Yeah, the Bone Candle's not useful because I'm pretty sure the Crown of Undead gives me command undead. Yeah. Right. Yeah, he's okay, but he's unhappy, which means there's another unit in the army that doesn't like him. Yeah, it's the ogre. That makes sense. The greenskins and the humans and the dwarf factions don't get on. So I'm going to dump him. He's not that useful a unit anyway, in my opinion. The dwarf runesmiths have... The thing is, dwarf runesmiths are very strange, which is that they're useful. They're like a jack of all trades. They have a relatively wide range of abilities, but having them as a healer unit is not really worth it. They're more useful with the dwarves, where the dwarves have large access to healing powers. But besides that, I would rather have it if I was going to have a unit that caused me to have bad morale with some of my other people, I'd rather have a unit which was a dedicated healing unit. Give him veteran. Yeah, I'll mention it to developers that the screen is tearing and we'll get it fixed, but for the moment it's going to be okay. I need to do this DLC. This is why we're doing this particular battle. I meant to do it off camera yesterday and didn't get around to it. Of course, they're all freaking out that the beast escaped and everyone is going to die. I won't read it out to you because you've already read it before and I don't really want to go through it again, so it's on screen for those who wish to read it. We've got to eat that one person dead. Right. As usual, they've got a fairly good selection of troops here, but we should be able to do a bit with them. My plan is to send the heavy-hitting amount of my forces to go and help with Gunther, and I'm going to send my more rapidly moving forces down here to deal with... Oh, you blocked it. Critical miss. Unfortunate. Right, I'm going to send my forces down here to deal with unfortunate things.
Oh, splendid!
Right, these guys are going to move up. It's a rather bad, not bad, but it's a rather uncomfortable deployment zone. We can't really hit the wooden stakes because they'll do us damage if we try to get through that way, so we're just going to have to push. Well, fortunately, Balver is pretty damn resilient now with a defense of 12. Was it 13? Yeah, so they're pulling in their units. It shouldn't be too bad. I mean, the only downside is that the AI in these situations tend to not focus fire down enemy units, so it can drag on for a bit. Let's just see what the guys have in the way of equipment. Ring of Magic's okay. Study book, it's not bad. I mean, I'm just thinking of which one to take, like either to take capture or to steal from, but none of these are really worth stealing from. Alright, we take some blood from him, break his skull open like a nut. We'll kill him, which will give us 2 attacks.
Oh, shall I?
And let's open him up again. Then we'll set up a fireball and hit those 2. We got both of them, that was good. That quickly opened us up to advancement on the battlefield. Yep, treacherous beasts, la-di-da-di-da. We'll push forward with the main units that we have here. I'm rather wanting to try and get the Dire Bear and the Ents XP up. The Ents have a really high XP cap to get to the next level. I think it's like 700 XP to get them to Elite, and the Bear's the same, which is relatively painful. To be honest, if I'd had the choice, I probably would have stood back and let them come to me and just like counter-attacked and one go and killed a lot of them. But Gunther is AI controlled, which means he's relatively... Well, he's not AI controlled, but how did he manage to attack for that gap? He's not AI controlled, but the problem is where he starts on the battlefield makes it relatively impossible to hold a defensive position. These guys are pushing up. Those guys are death balling, which is going to suck. And of course, the AI doesn't focus down anyone. Right, let's get some arrows off. We'll poison one of them. Excellent. I must admit, that was one of the things that you had to be careful of if you're playing the human faction, is that they have low poison resistance. And since you're fighting the undead, that makes it just worse. Right, what we're going to do... Firebolt. Maybe we can get a fireball in if we're lucky. Excellent.
Oh, splendid! Nice try.
Ooh, good damage rolls. That really culled the ranks. It's nice having a faction that's a lot more manoeuvrable. I mean, when I did this battle with the dwarves are really slow, so you had to be massively proactive, otherwise the werewolf was going to get murdered. But with this one I don't have to be, which is nice. Right, the monk is screaming as the fungoid is eating his flesh. Delicious, delicious monkey flesh. Do you want to enslave him? That might be something, yeah.
On your mind.
We'll capture him. Excellent, and we'll move him out of the way. And now we'll have a dedicated healing unit besides our dryad, which is nice. Nah, no point.
I'm old.
Move her up.
Where is my wand?
That guy's going to be a pain, but his range is short, so he's not going to have particularly... Well, he won't have many targets. They're counter-attacking. Man, we got lucky with that. That would have probably killed off that guy if that fireball had hit. Lady Luck smiles upon us once again.
Oh.
He gets eaten. First things first, we've got to rewind time on the werewolf so that I can chuck him in against these archers. Go for the bigger threat. Right, these guys are moving up. I need to somehow... I would like to try and make the bear have more speed, but I want to get him maxed out skill... Not skill, but like level-wise. I want him to be elite level. Right. To give credit, that guard is still standing, and he should really be dead. Let's see if we can get these two down here. Yep, wipe those out. This is a pretty straightforward sweep, to be honest. This is the difference. We've built our forces quite well. We can deal with lots of soft targets. This is the thing I like. We have a very good, strong back line that's designed purely for dealing with soft targets. Doesn't mean we're resistant to fireballs, though. Man, that hurt. Right. Get up here, we've got to detonate the poison. 20%, it probably won't hit, but even if it does, he should be okay. It did hit. He took a bit of damage, but it should be okay. We'll chuck him in here. You kill off the ranger, and then we can turn you on someone else. Nuts. Morale broke first. That's not good. We'll start moving Balvo over there to open up all the crates. And he can get some experience and heal up the Ents. Probably the ogre won't like the fact that we've got a human in the party and vice versa, but it's nice to have a dedicated healing unit. Wizard died. That will keep people's morale broken. The bear can go and rip the priest's face off brutally, and then we'll hunt down the remaining 2 units with the werewolf character so he can spawn some new werewolves in. Right. Get these open, so an amulet of courage and amulet of destruction. Pardon me. Oh, excuse me. My apologies. Get these open. Bit of money. Nothing fantastic. I mean, let's get stuff done. Yeah, so what I'll probably do is I'll probably sew off another battle after this one, most likely one of the random ones, so you can see what you're going to be up against. And I'll play them on and off. The thing is that they're eternal, they constantly spawn different battles. It's a way for you to get more... It was a way the developers, I believe the developers said that they put it in, so it gave players a way to just have like a bit more change of pace in the main campaigns, plus it allowed you to get a bit more XP. So, on the harder difficulties, where you really need to basically... You need to have a lot of XP on the harder difficulties. to level up and have as best units as you can possibly have. These random battles are useful, though beware, some of them are much worse than others. Right, we've won. End turn. First I'm going to break these dummies open, because the dummies have a very useful secret. If you destroy all if I can't remember how many dummies it was like 7 dummies or something, a special event will happen. I doubt this will happen this time though, purely because I haven't seen that many of them. Right, reference rack, use that quality sword, quality shield. At least when we take it to the dwarf smith when he turns up, we'll get something useful out of it. Should have probably bought the common armour as well for the exact same thing. Ah well, just how it is. Smacking all the things open. Let's see what we've got here. Ah, just gold. 129 gold, so we've got everything, there's nothing really left. As I said, because I've done this DLC before, I'm not going to read the stuff out to you. So if you want to see it, if you want to hear it being read and stuff, I just say in the comment section, or you can just pause the video and read it for yourselves. It's just how it is. I've played this DLC. I didn't really want to show you this particular battle as it was, but I needed to sort of press on with the DLC a bit. Because I forgot to do it yesterday. I'll sit down today and get this DLC cleared out off camera. Right. Gets blurry. I think I've accidentally murdered my wife because I'm a werewolf, so that's the common assumption that everyone makes. But we all know that's not the case. So, yes. I mean, I do like the DLCs. Both these DLCs were nice and challenging while having a good mixture of units. Right, Gunther and his werewolves will only join certain set battles until after the campaign. Right, so we got that. Let's just see if anything else unlocks, if we have any more XP, because we did kill some people. Finally! Oh no, dagnabbit, I thought it was 500, it's 600. Curses! I've been thwarted yet again. Yeah, 700 experience for these guys to get to elite. And of course the ogre and the priest don't like each other. Because why would they? Need to get him up to veteran, otherwise he's not going to be useful. I'd like to get greater heal, but veteran is more important right now. Man. Is there any other units we need to upgrade? Bear. 600 for him as well. It's not too bad. 600 is relatively doable, but 700 XP for elite status for the Ents is going to be painfully slow to get. Considering that their weapon skill is relatively low. I wouldn't change it, but you're gonna have to chuck your Ents into a lot more combats than you expect. I gave her a bit more defense as well, just because her defense is naturally so low that most basic units can hit her. Right, do we want to do one of these random battles? Well, get the crystal first in case the stupid circle in the north pops up. And then, yeah, let's do one of these random battles. Winter Fray. You ready to start the Winter Fray battle? Do you want to do it? Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what they've got for us in store. I haven't done any of these yet, so I don't know. Come on. Okay, there's our group. It's a relatively small group. Our ogre is affected. Let's see what we're fighting. A small group of undead. Man, that's actually a relatively nasty group. They've got a wraith. Oh, so they got a wraith. They got a couple of magic users. So they got a lot of magic users. bouncy lich. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Just trying to think how I'm going to have to deal with that revenant. Sorry, is it Wraith? No, the Wraith. His morale is bad as well, as is his. It's not too bad. I mean, he may break, which would suck. But I wanted to have the dedicated healer, who wasn't my main hero as well. One must do things one must do to get units one wants. Right, so let's put them there. Get the bear up. Range units aren't going to be fantastically useful because poison and archery units don't tend... well, poison attacks and archery units don't tend to be that effective. And there's another group of people. Okay, this is great. So it's a three-way split. That's not going to be horrible at all. These are relatively tough skeletons as well. And over here we've got... yeah, that's a relatively decent force. No paladins. Do you want to exchange any units? Now that I think about it, our current unit selection is relatively good if we're having to do a three-way split. As I said, humans have relatively low poison resistance, so our poison units will be effective against them. The only downside I see is that if we stay currently where we are, we're going to get hit by both of them because the undead will go straight for us, and the humans will probably go straight for us as well. So we'll get hit by two combined forces, which is going to be nasty. So what I'm hopefully going to do is I'm going to pull them this way and they'll basically meet each other and start slogging it out. If they don't, I'm going to be in real problems. I do hope that they're not allied against me, because that would be really painful. Considering that every time I killed a human, the undead would get power back and just raise them as a more undead. But if that is the case, we may have to try... pardon me, we may have to try some skullduggery. She has command undead, so we could use that as well if push comes to shove. Like, just chuck her in and just start taking control of undead. It would affect most of them. I don't think it will affect the Lich or the Revenant. Sorry, yeah, it is a Revenant, isn't it? Oh, the White. It won't affect the White because he has Iron Mind. Both the White and the Lich have Iron Mind, which makes them pretty much immune. Well, it does make them immune to all forms of control. It's going to be a nasty battle. It really is. But that's going to be for next time, folks. Unfortunately, I'm having to keep these videos slightly shorter than usual. Like, once we get later on to the campaign and the battles take more time, the videos will be longer. It's just how it is. But until then, this is probably going to be about the length they will be for a moment or two. So, until next time, if you have liked, please press the like button. If you wish to subscribe, please press the subscription button. You can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Steam, or you can leave a comment in the comment section and I'll get back in contact with you. I've been Cornish-Knight, this has been Age of Fear 3, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.